Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, I'll be showing you guys the best build for shifter damage. Also, if you enjoy watching my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. To start this video off, we'll be going over the families you should be using. You could use any family you want, but the best family for this build is, of course, Fritz. This is because of its insane abilities like Chaos, which could kill 9 Titans at once and give you mode instantly. Not only that, but you could use any Titan exclusive ability and you have a revive. Come on now. But aside skills and abilities, you also get 20% shifter stats and 15% crit damage. This easily puts it at #1 family in the whole game for shifters. Okay, I know not everyone has it, but if you have Shiki, I highly recommend to use it if you don't have Fritz, because it's almost equally as busted. The abilities aren't as good as Fritz, but the Let It Rip and Swift Strikes are super good for getting bar as well. But Fritz is still better, so if you have it, use Fritz. And if you don't have Shiki or Fritz, the best option would be Jaeger. Jaeger's definitely one of the best non-mythic shifting families. I picked Jaeger mainly because of the Berserk mode, but also the 20% attack stats and the revive. If you have any of these 3 families, I highly recommend using them for this build. Next, we're going to be going over the skill tree. Also, you could use Thunder Spears or Blades, it doesn't really matter, but in my opinion, Thunder Spears are way better for filling your shifter bar. First, we'll be going over the damage side of the skill tree. You're going to want to go on the left side for the most shifter damage as possible, and if you want, you can use the crit side, but I tested both and damage is definitely better, but it's all up to you. Now onto the support side of the skill tree. For this one, you definitely want to go on the right side for the cooldown reduction, since cooldown reduction is seriously so good for shifter abilities. And this is really for any build. Never go on the left side of the support skill tree if you are a shifter. Now, finally, for the defense skill tree. You always want to go on the tanky side. Health is, just get the tanky side. Don't get health. I did test both, and because I thought it would make your Berserk mode last longer, but it didn't, so get the tanky side. I'll keep this part short. For the skills you want to use any high damaging skill and any good family skill you have. Now the second most important part of this build.
The perks. For the body slot, you definitely want to go Founder's Blessing. This is because of its +5 extra shift,
35% mode bar gain, and
15% more shifter stats. Definitely a must-have. And I'm pretty sure no family gives you like another body slot, like an extra one, so yeah, Founder's Blessing is the one you're gonna need. Okay, now offense perks. Fritz only has 1, but Shiki does have 2, so I'll be going over 2 that you could use. First is Art of War. If you only have 1, I highly recommend using this one because of it increases your M1 speed and your shifter damage, so definitely, if you have 1, get Art of War. But if you do have 1 extra offensive perk, I recommend using Black Flash. You might be thinking, why Black Flash? Isn't that an ODM one? Well, basically, it makes you, every single crit you hit, it does the maximum amount of damage you can do, so that's why it's super good for shifters. But again, if you have 1 like me, definitely go Art of War. Now we're going to be going over the defense perks. I'll be going over 2 again since I have 2, but if you have Shiki, you only have 1. And Jaeger has an extra one too, I'm pretty sure. So again, like the last one, the one you want to use, if you have 1, is definitely Immortal. It gives the best stats, most health, all that good stuff. And if you happen to have 2 just like me, you're going to want to use Adaptation. I know it does make you take more damage, but Immortal basically cancels that out, and then you have, you could adapt to moves for free basically. It's very good. And finally, we're gonna be going over support perks. I know I keep saying this, but I have 2 support perks, and most people might have 1. So the one you will want to use is Soul Feed. This, I know it doesn't sound that good, but it heals you 0.15 HP every Titan kill, which is, it's decent. It's not the memory Soul Feed, whatever it's called, but it's decent. And you can see Titan outline, so it kind of combines them together, and yeah, it's pretty good. Realistically, there's like no other good support shifter perk, so you could use whatever. It's really up to you. Now, the most important part of this build, the memories. The most important one you could get is called Apotheosis. I think I'm saying that right, I don't know. But basically what this does is fills your awakening bar 15% faster and lets you shift with only 60% mode bar. That is actually so good for shifters. Also, you get plus 1.5 damage per 10% bar filled. So if you have your full bar fill, you get crazy good damage. You get just extra damage basically. That's really like the only like must-have memory because it's just so good. The other ones you could really get whatever, but for the most possible damage, you're gonna want to get Quake Strike, of course, which it gives you more damage each Titan kill. For the third slot, you could really get whatever you want. I have Flash Step because I like it like pre-shifter, but you could get, a good one would be Over Slash. That one's super good. Basically what it does is like, if you kill a Titan, that access damage from that Titan goes to another Titan in the 100-meter radius. It's really good for air and raid. For the fourth and final slot, if you're going Berserk on attack, you need to get Fury Forged. Basically, the lower you are, the more damage you'll do. So with Berserker, it's so good. But for the people who don't have Berserker or just don't want to use it for some reason, you could use any damaging memory. I would recommend Gambler, but it's usually inconsistent, so I would use another one if you have another good one. But if not, just use Gambler. Don't worry, we're almost done. Now we're gonna go over the artifacts for the build. The first one we're gonna do is the face slot, since there's only 2. There aren't very many choices for it. You could either get the crown for like 7% luck, or you could use the new Scars one. I definitely recommend using the Scars. I think you should use it because it gives plus 15% shifter stats, 1 extra shift, and 20% lower awakening bar during this. I think this is way better than just 7% luck, but let me know what you think. We're definitely going to be using Scars for the build though. And of course, we're going to be using Scarf. Obviously, you do want to get as much shifter damage percent as you can on both of these artifacts, but it really does make a difference, trust me. And finally, as you probably guessed, we will be using the Attack Titan for this build, mainly because of the M1 damage and the Berserker mode. It's so good. And I guess if you don't have the Attack Titan, you could use the Armored Titan, but the Armored Titan is so bad for doing raids. But if it's the only thing you have, then I guess use it. And for the mastery and all that, obviously the more mastery you have, the more damage and all that stuff. But like, I don't even have max Berserk mode and I still do crazy damage, so even if it's low level, still use it. That's pretty much everything I have for this build. If you have any questions about the build or just the game in general, ask me in the comments below, I always respond to them. And now I'll show you a full raid gameplay with this build to show you how broken it is. And if you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out so much. Thank you.